The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at wrestlingwithjohners.com.
I am joined today by the amazing, beautiful, talented Tara Zepp, who is the Deathmatch Queen.
Oh.
Thank you for coming on today. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. No worries.
So I'm glad we sorted out the times and everything, you know, because you're like 8 hours behind me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, where do we start? Where do we start? Let's just talk about the amazing t-shirt design you've got on, which is this, I think. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm soliciting my wares. Oh, actually, this is a different one, but that one's on that one's on deathmatch.com. Yeah. This one is my first one I did, which is pretty cool too.
Awesome t-shirt designs.
I think it's on Pro Wrestling Tees, actually.
Yeah, I'll try to look after. And yeah, I don't even know where to start with you. You're a very interesting character. You remind me of this person. You probably know her. Sue Young.
Oh, Sue Young. Yeah.
Yeah, you've kind of got like a Sue Young vibe, but obviously, don't tell her, we're a lot better.
Oh, shit. I actually have never met Sue Young. She's like not far from me, though. I'm pretty sure she's like out of the Pacific Northwest as well, but it's so weird. We've never actually crossed paths yet, which is so bizarre.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be cool if we were like, I don't know, did some like tagging or something. I think.
Yeah.
Or
I'm a big fan of Sue Young's, and I'm a big fan of yours as well. I stumbled across you on YouTube and Twitter, but X, but I know it is Twitter. And I watched the podcast. I can't remember which one you was on, but I had to Google the character, Tara Zepp, and I was like, wow.
Oh, thanks. That's cool.
I'm quite surprised that you're not signed anywhere, to be honest.
I'm very new. So, I mean, the fact that I'm doing what I'm doing at this stage in my wrestling career is pretty awesome. So I'm not going to where I'm at now, I'm happy because I think a lot of people a year in haven't had this many opportunities, right? So I'm steadily getting to where, I need to be and stuff. So, and I just had my ROH debut last week. So that was another huge step in the right direction. So
talk to me about that. How did that come about?
So AEW will reach out to local indie wrestlers in the area that they're running shows at or running ROH tapings at. So, a handful of people will be chosen, and then you'll come out, and then you kind of sit around and wait to find out if you get a match or if you get like an extra role, or sometimes people get security roles or seat fillers, whatever. And they chose me to have a match. So there's like 4 women, and I was the only one that was chosen, and I felt super awesome because the other women have been wrestling for years, and I'm just like so super green. And I was like, wow, this is so terrifying. I was really excited, but also terrified. But it was really easy. It was just like 4 minutes. Anna Jay was super easy to work with and really nice and stuff. So it was cool. It was really fun. Yeah.
Where's the character Tara Zepp originate from? What's the behind the scenes like? Getting into character, and I mean, because I'm talking to the normal you now, but what's it like morphing into the character of Tara Zepp?
The character is definitely like a part of me, like a part of my personality that I don't, express in real life, I suppose. And like, it's very much inspired by a younger version of me when I was more, I don't know, like I was like a little goth kid, like I was a freak, like made fun of a lot in school for being different, but never really cared, so I was always just like wore crazy makeup and wore really crazy shit and just wanted to be as scary as possible to mature people in a sense. Like I didn't didn't bother me to get teased. In fact, I like almost was like, yeah, let's go, like bring it on. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and I was that weird little kid, and then I kind of like I guess grew out of it or decided one day that I wanted to have friends, so I stopped acting like that. But I really loved that version of myself, and I wanted to kind of celebrate it, you know, as a wrestler. I always thought if I were to be a wrestler, that would be the character that I would choose. Like I would not be anyone else. So yeah.
Yeah, you've got a mixture of, I see like a bit of Harley Quinn, I think.
Yeah, people always
Inspired.
go to that clown stuff and I guess my attire, but I've actually don't know anything about Harley Quinn. I've never watched any of those movies. I've no connection to that world. So
yeah,
I wouldn't say I'm actually inspired by Harley Quinn at all. If anything, I do love the Joker character, so I'm more of a Joker fan than a Harley Quinn fan. And I don't even know what Harley Quinn's personality is like, but I know for the Joker, he's like, you know, a misunderstood reject, went through some crazy shit, and it made him an insane person. So that's kind of a huge part of my character as well.
Best way to describe yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got Tara 2 belts here.
Yeah. So that's actually both of those belts are from the same company. One is their old belt for I'm gonna get back in frame for okay, so it's they have the original promotion, and then it's their all female promotion. So the newer the other belt, and then I hold a tag belt for 365, which is in Victoria, Canada as well.
Yeah.
So.
And then you've also got this one. You're very, how do I put it? Love taking photos.
What's that?
You love taking photos.
I do.
That's with that belt as well. That's that's where I saw the Sue Young, you know, with the white face paint and then the black hair.
Yeah.
That's where I saw it.
Yeah.
You also, like I mentioned earlier when we first got on Deathmatch.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Why? I mean, it's gotta hurt.
Yeah, you know, with wrestling, it's one of those things where when you're full of adrenaline and you're in character and you're in the moment, nothing hurts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't, that's not where your mind is at. Like, you don't care about that.
Very true.
You deal with that afterwards if it's an issue. So far, so good for me. You know, I've had like no serious injuries, you know, so, you know, if you're hurt, that's the kind of thing in wrestling, you're always going to be hurt. But if you're injured, that's another story. Then you're fucked, and you have to look after that. But I've never been bothered by blood or gore or anything like that. And I always loved deathmatch wrestling, and deathmatch wrestling was what really excited me the most about wrestling. Like when I first saw ECW, kind of like hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, like that is just the stuff I'm attracted to personally as a fan. So as a wrestler, I absolutely wanted to pursue doing that. Whether I get a lot of death matches, I don't know. I live in Canada. We don't do death matches here. But, you know, I'll go to the States and take as many opportunities as I can doing that. And I hope to do a lot more. But as of right now, you know, it's like I said, we don't have that here. So as long as I'm stuck in Canada. So
two death matches that are my favorite of yours.
Thanks. And I've done like a little like hardcore stuff where glass is introduced a little bit, but nothing like a full death match. So I've only done the quote unquote, I guess, like proper death matches only twice. But yeah. There's
two that are my favorite. One of them is this one.
Yeah.
And then the other one, which, I was like, ooh, you know, because of it's just death matches. I love them, but then when you watch it, it's like, oh, it's one of them. It makes you like different emotions.
Yeah, and it's crazy watching it back too.
That
you're
one.
Like, oh, yeah.
John
It's
Wayne
wild
Murdoch.
watching it back because in the moment, like you don't really realize, and then you see it back and you're like, oh yeah, that's like glass in my face, and you know,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh yeah, that's. Yeah.
But when you get the blood, you must be in the element, and like you're in the zone. You just want
You're in
to.
the zone. I'll be honest, like when I'm in that kind of environment in wrestling, like in a deathmatch environment, there's something like I feel like a completely different person, and I don't get that from normal wrestling. I don't. I love it, but I don't get the same feral like intensity. Like it just does something to you. I don't know if it's like the bleeding or you know, but it does something to you, and I love it.
So the one that you did with Shazza McKenzie, how did that one come about? Because Shazza I've got Shazza on, I think in June, and I'll be mentioning that death match as well.
Yeah. So I guess she hasn't done a whole ton of death matches, but she's probably done a couple for sure for ICW. I actually don't know her whole history with deathmatch, but she's been wrestling for a long time, and I know she's done lots of hardcore and all that stuff. So they ended up just booking us together for that match, but I don't think she really has wrestled too many other women in death matches. I think it's mostly been just ICW guys, as far as I know.
Yeah, so, what was it like working with Shazza?
It was great. She was awesome. Super easy to work with, and yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to do a little bit more glass and like a little bit more weapons and stuff like that. So, I didn't want to pressure her into that because I know that's not super her thing, but I have more opportunities to do more intense matches in the future, but I still had a lot of fun doing it. So.
Yeah, the light tubes. I bet they are. The
What's
light
that?
Tubes, with the glass. I bet the light tubes are.
Sorry, you're cutting out, I think.
Sorry, the light tubes.
Yeah.
I bet they are.
Oh, hurt. They can. They're like one of those things that are like you don't know what's going to happen with glass. It's really hard to plan how things are going to feel. So sometimes it will suck and sometimes it doesn't, but like you can't it's really hard to say. You can't really expect anything from it. You just have to see how it goes. But yeah, sometimes it sucks.
What's the worst weapon to be hit with?
Honestly, I think out of like pain wise, I think skewers are the worst.
Skewers?
So yeah, like in the head.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why skewers, because like I've had the gusset plate in the head before. Which is more intense. You bleed a lot more from that, but skewers, I don't know. They just like to get them to stay, you have to literally hit your skull. Like you have to go that deep.
Yeah.
For them to stay in. Because like think of how thin your flesh is here. For wood to stay in your head, you have to like go to the skull.
I'm doing that as well, yeah.
Right? So yeah, that
sounds good. How long have you actually been wrestling then? Is it a fair few years or recently or?
I basically had my 1 year anniversary, wrestling anniversary in February.
Wow.
So it's like a year and whatever, 4 months or whatever, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Year and 3 months, I don't know. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
I know. Yeah.
And I bet it feels like you've been doing it forever.
Not really. I mean, no, it doesn't. It feels like time has flown. And I only started training like 2 years ago. So like about a year of training and then a year of actually wrestling on shows. Time has flown right by. And I'm just feeling like just now I'm starting to understand wrestling and like matches and like kind of getting a grasp of what I'm doing. I felt like I didn't know what I was doing for the longest time in the beginning. Like I just didn't. I was just a ball of nerves, and I was just so green. I'm green still. You know, I will be green for a bit, but
Money green.
huh?
Money green.
Yeah, I wish. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Definitely not rolling in money yet. But yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm still so new. And when you get like, that's the thing, like getting booked on bigger shows when you're so fucking new, it's like so terrifying that you almost have to like grow up fast and like learn fast. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of room for mistakes and stuff. I feel like most indie wrestlers are booked on like your local little small circuit shows, and you get your reps in, and you get your experience in, and you learn. But like they've been throwing me on like, you know, Dreamwave shows, like, you know, 40 matches in and stuff. So it's like, you know, or like GCW stuff when I'm like, my 10th match was a GCW match. You know what I mean? So it's like lots of pressure.
Yeah. You mentioned GCW. Would you like to be a regular there? Because they do a lot of death matches.
That's kind of like my goal. And people are like, you need to have better goals. And I'm like, well, AEW, I guess, would be like the ultimate goal. But if I want to be doing more hardcore and deathmatch stuff, GCW is kind of like my ultimate promotion, because my all-time favorite wrestling and promotion is ECW, and I think GCW is the closest thing that will ever be to ECW. So I'm like, I want to be a part of that vibe. That's more me as a person, you know. I feel like it's just like real there. Like nobody's like, there's no like, nobody's faking their characters. Everyone's just doing what they want to do. Like literally just like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. So, and I think that's kind of more my speed.
Mm-hmm. If you could have a death match with anyone, female, we'll go female and male, who would you have one with?
So definitely male would be Nick
Zack
Gage.
Ryder. Yeah, Nick Gage.
Everyone's shocked to hear that. Masha Slamovich for a woman, probably.
Yeah.
Or Rita Yamashita. But,
Yeah.
I mean, Masha's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And I think, you know, that's she's probably a lot of people's favorite female wrestlers. She's doing really cool. But yeah, like her death matches are pretty intense, and I think I could learn a lot from her. So that would be really cool. Yeah.
So you mentioned obviously AEW is the goal, and you didn't say WWE.
I mean,
why is that?
It doesn't have to be. That's the thing, though. Is like when I started wrestling, I never was like, I'm gonna be a superstar. Like that was never my thing. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do, and if people like it, then they like it. If they don't, then whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
So the fact that people do like it, it's like, oh, cool. That's a shock to me, you know. But like, so if you know, if AEW didn't want to host my character, or if they didn't like what I'm doing, like I wouldn't be hurt or disappointed. But if they wanted me on board, like that is the ultimate promotion for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't see myself on a WWE. I just don't see that happening for me. And I just feel like maybe there's too much politics and too many rules with a company like that. I just don't know if I'd fit in. So yeah, AEW would probably be top tier for me for sure. But I mean, I would love to be on the GCW roster. Are you kidding me?
I bet you would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I ask everyone else this, so we're coming towards halfway. I ask everyone this. Who's your Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling?
Terry Funk, Mck Foley.
Speaking of Mck Foley.
Yeah. You got the picture yet. Oh, amazing. Hayabusa. How many people are in the Mount Rushmore? 5? 4. Okay, so we got Terry Funk, Hayabusa,
Mck Foley.
Mck Foley, yeah, I said that one. What's my fourth? I gotta be careful here. It's funny because it often changes because I have so many favorites depending on like what era and like what style of wrestling. But I'm just gonna throw Nick Gage in there just because he's like the biggest inspiration to me becoming a wrestler that I have to throw him in.
Yeah.
And basically all those people are hardcore deathmatch wrestlers, so that's funny. But yeah, I don't know. Hayabusa is probably my favorite, but then Terry Funk is as well. So I don't know.
They're all good. They're all good in their own way.
Yeah, exactly, right? They all offer something so different and all super important too.
So other than wrestling, I see you are covered in tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
You are a tattooist, if that's correct.
Yes, that is my shoot job. Yeah, I've been tattooing for 15 years.
Wow. How does one get into tattooing?
Always an artist. I worked at a tattoo shop as like a manager, like it just works like the desk basically. And I kind of just eventually worked my way into getting an apprenticeship and started apprenticing and then became, full-time tattooer long time ago.
Yeah, so what's your favorite tattoo that you've got?
They kind of change because sometimes I'll have a tattoo that I think was really cool and then I'm kind of like, whatever, I don't care about it anymore. But I do love my back piece. I have a really cool back piece. And I just got this one on my throat that kind of like goes onto my face a bit. And I'm kind of digging that one right now. This is probably my favorite right now. Every time I get a new tattoo, that's my favorite tattoo.
Are you fully covered or you mentioned keep getting tattoos?
I have spaces here and there. I have like actually a lot of space on the back of my legs that I always forget that exists because I never look at the back of my legs. But I can't really afford to get tattooed anymore, to be honest. But if I could, I would definitely cover some of the stuff that some of my open space.
A tattoo is saying that she can't afford it. She should just do the pen yourself.
On the backs of my legs? Explain how to do that. No. There's this portrait artist I want to get a big Terry Funk portrait, actually. I've been wanting to for years, but just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I have a spot saved for my Terry Funk portrait. So one of these days I'll get that done. Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
So are you good at designing tattoos then? I'm only asking because I've got a few
I'm an artist. That's my my thing. Like I'm an artist. I'm an artist first before anything. So
we'll speak after.
Okay.
Mck Foley. You mentioned your inspiration. How was it like being in the ring with Mck Foley?
Pretty surreal. Extremely emotional. Just surreal.
But you were crying.
At the end of that match, yeah. It was just like one of those things where it's like so much at once, where it was like I had months. I knew about the match and the run-in for months, and I had to keep it secret. And like, so not only am I new as fuck, but I'm getting an opportunity on like a fairly big deathmatch promotion that, will be airing live on IWTV. In my head, I'm like, I can't fuck this up, but I'm so fucking nervous. I'm facing like the greatest deathmatch wrestler today, John Wayne Murdoch. And it's just like, I felt like so much pressure. Like if I fuck this up, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? In my head. And then it's like, and Mck Foley's going to be there. So like I extra can't fuck this up. And, it was just like insane going into that. Like I've never been more nervous and excited in my life for anything. And then after it was done, I was just like, like crying because I'm like, there's just so much, it's just everything all at once. Adrenaline, emotion. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe I'm friggin' like Mck Foley supporting me right now. Like it was a lot. So
a year into your career and you have a moment like that.
Exactly. And being like a fan of deathmatch wrestling and thinking like, I remember watching it and being like, wow, how could anyone do this? This is crazy. Like, I wonder if I could ever do this. I doubt I could ever do this. And then actually having the opportunity to do it and doing it is like, I can't explain the feeling of that. It's just like the best. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Christmas
surreal moment.
I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah.
It's funny enough you mentioned that because he was in the Santa Claus suit and it was so close to
right?
Christmas.
It's like, yeah. So thanks,
December
Santa.
16th, so close to Christmas as well.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the last couple of questions and then we'll wrap it up. I always ask everyone to give an inspirational message. What would yours be?
Oh God, I mean, it's the corny, hokey, never give up, but it's true. Like, I have people tell me all my life, and that's why I got into wrestling a little bit later in life, is I always had people tell me that I was not capable of doing all the things I wanted to do. And I always listened to them. And that was the problem, was that I never listened to my heart and myself. And my biggest regret was not listening to myself over other people that were just trying to bring me down. So I would definitely say, no matter what, if there's something you want to do, then you do it and pursue that and put everything else to the side and never put anyone or anything else before that, ever.
I love that.
Yeah, because anything is possible if you actually work for it. Anything.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's one of the nicest ones I've heard when I've asked everyone else.
Oh, it's true though. It is true.
Do you know what it is? And I couldn't put it any better myself.
Yeah.
Any plans to come over the pond or anywhere this year apart from just flying to America?
Oh my God, yes. I mean, I would love to come to the UK. There's so much great shit going on there, and I wanted to train there as well. So I'll definitely do that at some point, but it's just a matter of getting there. Our winters here in Vancouver are really gloomy and shitty and cold and gross. So I was hoping to like maybe take off for like X amount of months and do a little bit of traveling and like networking and, training other places. But I definitely have my heart set on going to Japan in October for about a month to train.
Nice.
Hopefully it happens. It's all a matter of like money and like, whatever. I have a dog too. So it's like, there's just stuff to figure out. But that's the goal. I'd like to get there and get there first and then kind of go from there. But yeah, hoping for Japan in October.
Is there anything that's not been announced that you can say that you've got coming up or you're looking forward to?
I just have like a lot of shows, like local shows. I'm all over Canada. I have Toronto, Winnipeg. I'm on the island, Victoria Island, coming up. I have a show in Portland called Metal Mania, which is pretty cool. I have facing some like kind of big names, which is kind of neat. Dulce Tormenta, if you know her. Got her in Portland in a couple weeks. Yeah, nothing like super huge, but there's a lot of cool like little shows. But I'm like, either way, I'm traveling all over. Lots of flights.
Very busy person.
What's that?
A very busy person.
Yeah, I'm really busy right now, so it's really good.
Make sure you come to the UK.
Yes, I want to. I will. Absolutely. I just just gotta get there.
So the last thing, I've started to do this recently for the last 2 podcasts. It's called 60 seconds. But with you, we'll do a minute and a half. Do you know, to wrap it up? So I ask you questions and then it's like quick. Do you know? Okay. So if I say what's your job title, you go tattoo it. Then next question. Okay. So whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's go.
What is your job title?
Tattooer.
Yeah. What is your first job?
I worked on a farm mucking stalls.
Fair enough. What is your favorite month?
June? I don't know. Summer?
What's your favorite animal?
Dog.
Favorite color?
Black or red.
Favorite country?
Shit. Oh God, I don't even know. I'm gonna say Japan. I've never even been there, but I want to say Japan. I don't know why. It looks cool.
Italian food or Mexican food?
Mexican.
Who's your hero?
Nick Gage.
Jason Voorhees or Chucky?
What's that?
Jason Voorhees or Chucky? Jason Voorhees, Friday 13th, or Chucky?
Friday 13th. Yeah.
Fair enough. Where did you last go on vacation?
Oh my God, I don't go on vacation. Like I don't know. I don't go on vacation. Like a year ago. Let's just say a year ago or something. But my vacations are always working, so I'm always working on my vacation. So I don't.
What do you spend the most money on?
Wrestling gear, flying myself out to wrestling shows.
Have you ever written a song for someone?
I used to be in bands growing up, so I've written many songs, yes.
What item is worth spending the most money on?
What in life is worth money? What?
No, what item is worth spending the most money on?
Wrestling gear.
Okay, so that wraps it up. So for the last 30 minutes, we've established that Tara Zepp is a deathmatch queen. She loves death matches, and she loves Nick Gage.
I'm such a nerd. I need to go away.
So we'll just wrap it up. I'll just wrap it up by saying thank you very much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Where can people find you? I'm
on social media, so both Twitter and Instagram. It's at Villain Tara Zepp. And that's pretty much it. I have a TikTok, but I can't even remember what it is because I'm on there for like once a month. But yeah, follow my my Instagram. I'm always on that. I'm always on Twitter, and I'm always updating, and I'm always sharing what I'm doing, and yeah, everything's up on there.
Yeah. Well, Tara, thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate your time. If anyone who's watching this, if you like it, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much, Tara, for coming on. You were an amazing guest. Thank you.
Thank you so much.